Well, g'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Unusual to see me here in the at the desk, but something a little bit different this week. So about 2 weeks ago, Tamron Australia reached out to me and asked if I would review one of their new lenses. Well, actually, it's not that new. It's been on Sony E-mount now for about 2 years, I believe, and it's just come to the Nikon system, Nikon Z mount mirrorless system. And I shoot Nikon. This is the Z6. I shoot landscape photography for those who don't follow me, and my favorite genre is woodland photography. It's something I really love and passionate about. So yeah, I'm not so much of a review channel. I don't review gear, but this is going to be a hands-on review. So I'm going to go out, take some images, and then put the images up at different focal lengths of what I've been taking out in the woodland, some other areas. I've had the lens for a week now, so I have done some woodland photography with it, and I've stepped out of my comfort zone and I've done some street photography, which this lens does excel at. Sorry, it's the focal length 35 to 150, which is quite unusual, and being the world's first f2 all-in-one full-frame lens for mirrorless, I think this lens would appeal to a lot of people, travel photographers, landscape photographers, portrait, events and wedding of the sort photographers. I'd absolutely love this all-in-one sort of zoom lens. I'm going to chuck some specs up on the screen because I'm not a specs guy. I'm hands-on, out there, landscape photographer. So yeah, like I said, I had it for a week. Probably not the best week to get this lens. I've had quite a bad viral infection, a flu, which has affected my voice. It's gone into my lungs, and I've been coughing up quite badly. And also we've had some really shocking weather being in Ballarat, gale force winds, a lot of rain. Just every time I wanted to get out, it was garbage. So I pushed myself. First off, did some woodland photography, and then went out and did some street photography, which, yeah, I can't wait to show you guys. And then at the end, I'll do a little wrap up, maybe some pros and cons, what I think of this lens, and yeah, let you know what I think about it. So here it is. I thought this lens would excel out here in woodland photography, if in any type of landscape genre. When I do woodland, I always shoot with my 24-200, probably 99.9% of the time. So this focal range of 35 to 150 would be absolutely perfect out here. I've got some remnants of some fog. It's lifting now with some light coming in, so I'm going to move quickly. I'm going to shoot this scene, always come up here, never lets me down. So I'm going to play around in here, use a couple of different focal lengths, and I'm going to chuck the images up for you. So I got to get moving because this fog is lifting quite quickly. I can tell just by playing around in here and grabbing some images, this lens is perfect for woodland photography. It's got the perfect focal length. 35 is wide enough at the moment, and the 150 reach is just beautiful. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what these images come out like. Of course, the conditions help. Some nice light breaking through fog is perfect for woodland. It's bloody cold. I'm going to push on, and then the best of these images I'll chuck up for you with the focal length and the settings, and yeah, you decide. So those woodland images you just saw were all slightly edited, nothing too major. So what I wanted to do was show you this image here at 35mm, the wider end of the lens, and I'll show you one at 150 in the street photography a bit later on. I just wanted to compare a raw straight out of camera or the lens and the edited one. And here we have obviously on the left the unedited and on the right the edited. Left you can see, or sorry, the right you can see just I've painted in a bit of light here, dodging and burning the midground and then that log. So if we zoom in a bit, the image is, as you can see, at 35mm, quite sharp. I think it was f11, can't quite remember now, but yeah. And then I've softened it a little bit in the editing and added some warm light. The background's soft, and that is due to the heavy fog. You'll see in the 150mm one that I'll bring up later on is not soft at all, and yeah, clearly due to the fog in the background. But as you can see, not much editing done at all. I've cropped it a little bit, just brought the bottom in, and yeah, really nice crisp image here. The lens is superb at 35mm. Yeah, can't complain. Like I said, just slight bit of editing on the right hand side just to bring out some of the midground there, and that trunk on the left hand side. So yeah, I'm out here on a typical Ballarat day, middle of the day, gloomy, overcast, it's been raining, it's cold. But yeah, I think this is where this lens is going to excel if you're into street photography, travel. It's not my genre, but I'm going to give it a crack. Lots of old sandstone buildings here in Ballarat. So yeah, going to try and go for that minimalistic, arty look. Different focal lengths, really see what images I can grab with this fantastic lens so far. Being a gloomy, no light, overcast day, I'll probably try and get some really arty black and white images. And not only will I be pushing the lens, probably myself as well, not being a street photographer, but gonna walk around Ballarat, see what I can get, chuck them up for you. So yeah, just wanted to show you at 150mm this lens. This is slightly edited. I'll show you a comparison. At 150mm, remember that this is handheld. So we'll have a look side by side. You can see there's hardly any editing going on here at all. All I have done is darken the sky up the top here, just to take away some of that brightness in the top of the image. And then added some detail in, or brought some shadows out on here on the right hand side of those roof tiles. Handheld, you can see it's nice and sharp, no complaints. It's not sure if it's to do with the sensor, probably more picking up these little cracks in the clock tower itself. Yeah, really happy with it. The Victoria Rail little emblem there, but superb handheld image, 150mm. Yes, I did manage to get out and do some low light photography, although I didn't vlog it. It was raining this night, so I went down to the local central Ballarat train station, and I've got some long exposures. First one is looking down at Central Station itself. And then the second image I managed to grab was waiting there. A train actually passed the signal box, the old yellow signal building. So I thought that looked pretty cool. And then I noticed once I edited the first image you looked at, there was a lot of flaring. So I thought I'd talk a bit about that. I wanted to mention something while I was editing this image and came to my attention. There was quite a bit of flaring from the lights at f9. For me, it doesn't bother me. So up here in the left-hand corner, you can see some lens flare or some light flare coming through here. There's a nice bit there, and then it sort of comes down the whole image. It had happened in a couple of the images, night images. I don't take night images, so it doesn't bother me, the flaring, but wasn't any in these other lights. I did see some in a previous image while editing different lights, but yeah, just something to take note of. Maybe do some research if you're into night photography or something like that. It's probably due to, was raining, long exposure, but yeah, thought I'd just mention it. Well, I've had this lens for a week now, and I'm going to give you a couple of pros and cons, which are kind of weird because they cancel each other out, but I'll explain a little bit more about that. Overall, this lens takes superb images, just amazing compared to my little 24-200, 35-150 Tamron here, my Nikon. You can see the size difference, and that'll come down to some pros and cons, and I'll go with the cons first because my pros will probably cancel the cons out. The weight itself, heavy lens, 1.160 grams, and I think this is 600 odd grams, so almost half the weight of that one. And price, this retails, well, I looked online, pre-sales, they go out 21st of September 2023, so pre-sales now are $3,500 for this lens, which brings in the pros. You get 3 and 4-in-1 lenses, I guess, for that price, if you're going to look at it like that. 35-150, 35 is wide enough. Then you can go into your 85, 70-ish to do portrait at f2-2.8, beautiful bokeh. Again, I'm not a portrait photographer, wedding or event photographer, great and low light. And then your 150 again, if you don't want to be involved in a wedding party, you can stand back, zoom in, or in my case, focus on some trees in the distance or some buildings, perfect for that kind of street photography too. But yeah, am I going to go out and purchase this lens? No, I can't justify it. Would I take one if someone gave it to me? You bet. But yeah, kind of a kick in the guts, really, going back to my little Nikon here. But never mind, as they say, it is what it is. Yeah, so let me know in the comments if you're going to think, or any questions, if you're going to purchase this or thinking about purchasing this lens. Yeah, I'll let you know my honest thoughts. But other than that, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you like the images. Kind of pushed my comfort doing that street photography, which I actually really enjoyed with this lens. I should have mentioned that. Yeah, just really enjoyed getting out and doing some street photography handheld. It was just, yeah, phenomenal. Alright, thanks for watching. See you on the next adventure. Have a good week.